So, good morning, CLC. Welcome to the Sunday after Thanksgiving. And I'm not Danielle, and I'm not Danielle because Danielle's doing the major part of this. So I get to do her part today. And I always enjoy doing the inner healing experience every chance I get. So in that, hey, we're still trying to catch up, I'm going to encourage everybody to take a nice deep breath. Breathe all the way in. And as you release the breath, relax. Take one more nice deep breath. As you are breathing in, you are breathing in love. And as you are releasing that breath, you are just setting everything aside. And you are going to be here now. And I'm going to welcome you into this sacred space, this beautiful morning, this glorious day. And join us in the inner healing experience. Universal love enfolds me. Universal wisdom inspires me. Universal spirit enlightens me. Universal power encircles me. I am one, and all is well. As we begin the inner healing process, let me invite you to relax in quiet confidence, opening yourself to the miracle-working higher power. Now symbolize the unity of your thinking and feeling nature by touching your chest with your hand. And let my words act as your own for your own inner acceptance and receptivity. I acknowledge that there is a power, intelligence, and wisdom greater than my own. I am in the midst of it, and it is in the midst of me, sensitive and responsive to my every thought, word, action, and feeling. I now make this true for myself by saying aloud, I acknowledge. Acknowledging the higher power working through my life, I admit that I am personally responsible for solving my own problems, while being guided and assisted by something greater than myself. As I am ready to surrender the conflicts of my ego to the wisdom of the infinite presence, I simply speak these words. I surrender. I surrender. Knowing that forgiveness is the key to unconditional love and the feeling of heaven, I now unconditionally forgive anyone and everyone who has ever injured me in any way, real or imagined. And I now forgive myself for all my mistaken judgments and their resulting actions. From my deepest level of understanding, I now say, I forgive. I forgive. Realizing that I continually experience the effects of my own thinking, I now choose to allow this higher power to recreate me deeply, filling my mind with thoughts that are only constructive, positive, loving, and beautiful. I call upon this divine inflow by stating aloud, I choose. I now center upon that one special idea that I am willing to accept as real for me in this coming week, visualizing this idea as already acted upon and brought to pass. In seeing my idea become a fact of my experience, I enjoy the happiness and peace of my thought fulfilled, and gratefully speak these words, I accept. I accept. Knowing that I have an everlasting place in the midst of the power that sustains all creation, as well as the support of all those around me, I allow myself to relax in the peace of fulfillment and gratitude. And I say, I release.
I release.
Now, in my mind's eye, I envision the presence of someone near and dear to me, family member, friend, mentor, someone who has touched my life in deep and loving ways, who's not physically present in the room this morning. And I turn to that image in mind and say, I am grateful for the good in your life. I now open my eyes to the world around me and turn joyfully to the person next to me or on this broadcast and share my gratitude and confidence by saying, I am grateful for the good in your life.
Lisa was so cute. She just asked me if I wanted an introduction. Like, I don't need an introduction. If y'all don't know me by now, then, yeah, we just have some issues. And we're going to get to know each other right now, so that's okay, right? I want to apologize. Everyone in the room, well, everyone online too, everyone knows that I was late this morning. The main reason I was late this morning is because I could not get my printer to print my notes that I have on my phone. So I will have my phone here because I don't have paper here, but it's not because I'm texting someone or ignoring you or anything like that. I want to thank Brian and Jeffrey for that beautiful song. That's actually the perfect song to go into my talk. I loved it because it was reminiscent of my childhood in a sense that many of you know I grew up Catholic, Christian religion. In my rudimentary understanding of Catholicism and religion period, I prayed to a God up and out. I prayed to a God that was distant and away from me. I did not understand at the time that that God that I was praying to not only existed up and out, but also within. And that's what we're going to talk about today. That still small voice within that leads us, that guides us, that is always there for us. That's our guardian angel that looks after us and cares for us. The one thing, though, is we sometimes forget to care for it. We sometimes forget what we need to do to make sure that we hear and acknowledge and respond accordingly to that still small voice. If you had a friend that every time you called with a problem or an issue was like, oh, you are so stupid. Oh my God, I can't believe you here again. Oh, wow. You were just so lazy. You just, would they stay your friend for very long? But we have a tendency to do that to ourselves sometimes. How many times do you say negative words about yourself? And I know what you're going to say. Well, I didn't mean it like that. It wasn't that bad or anything like that. But, and one of the reasons I brought up the inner healing that Lisa just read, I want to remind all of us that it says every thought, every word. It doesn't just say the words that I really, really mean, but the ones that I sort of mean, let's forget about those. It doesn't work like that. It's every thought, every word, every action that we take, everything we do in those quiet moments, in those loud, amazing moments, and all the moments in between. They all count. They all are relevant. And with that, Spirit sees, knows, and responds to each and every one of them. We, a lot of times, hold on to regret. It was funny when I was coming up with this title, which Jesse doesn't even know this. So Jesse will say, "What is your title?" whenever you're doing a talk. And I'm like, "I don't know. What are you going to talk about?" And so then he tells me what he's going to talk about. And it was funny when I was reading his titles, for some reason it made me think of the Christmas Carol stories, like Ebenezer Scrooge, right? And I was like, oh, that's so cool how it kind of lines up, and this is where he was, and this is almost like the ghost of Christmas present, and this is Christmas past, and this is Christmas yet to come, and all that. And so I thought that was really cool, and I was like, okay, well, how can I go along with that? And so what I thought about was Jacob Marley. Jacob Marley, if you know, was really the first ghost that visited Ebenezer Scrooge. Two things about Jacob Marley. One, he was there as a witness to let him know all the baggage that he was carrying with him, that he was going to bring into the afterlife. All the things that he was doing that was adding up and collecting on his chain that he was going to have to carry. The second thing is that he was there as, I don't want to say a warning, more like, what's a better word? Foresight, just to tell him what was going to come. It wasn't, the reason I didn't want to use warning is because of the negativity behind it, because it was more of, look what's going to come. This is an opportunity for you. Use it and take it as an opportunity. And that's what we have in each and every moment of our lives. We have a new opportunity, an opportunity to grow, opportunity to evolve, an opportunity to heal. We can take it and beat ourselves over the head with it and do all the woulda, coulda, shouldas of the past, but just in case you didn't know, we don't have a time machine. None of y'all, including myself, can go back to the past, change anything we said, change anything we did, change anything that happened before. The only thing we can do is take this moment that we have right here, right now, learn from the past, and evolve into the future. Because we know what we know in this teaching, we have an obligation and responsibility to make this world a better place. We are obligated to make this world a better place. And the way we do that is in the lives we touch. But it starts with our own life. If we can't make our life a little bit better, if we can't find the joy and the happiness and peace within ourselves, there's no way to spread it to anyone else. There is no way for us to be able to co-create the evolution of peace and harmony that we sing about, that we talk about, that we all say that we want. There's no way to do that unless we start within. I love the fact that Carolyn Myss has this little saying, wait, W-E-I-G-H-T, wait, equals wait, W-A-I-T. I'm going to say that again. Wait, W-E-I-G-H-T, equals wait, W-A-I-T. What that means is the more you carry into your present day, the more anger, animosity, frustration, anxiety, all of these negative harnessing feelings and emotions that you carry into your present day, the longer you have to wait for whatever future is yours. I'll give you an example. Let's say you were up for a promotion 3 months ago and you didn't get it. And not only did you not get it, the person who got it, you don't really get along with that well. You don't think they deserved it. They don't work as hard as you do. You're a little ticked off that they got it because you feel like it should have been yours. Now, you can hold on to that animosity, and every time you see them, be like, man, ooh. And, you know, at night before you go to bed, think about how better you would be at that job and how great it would be if you had it, and why did this person get it, and everything else. But what you may or may not know in that moment is if you do that and you keep that up, 6 months later, when a better job is up and it's there and it's waiting for you and you're the one that's supposed to be in it, if you're still holding on to the animosity of the past, that job may pass you by. And that was the one that was meant for you. That's the reason why you didn't get the other one. But you don't know that at the time, right? Same thing, you're going to a new house. You want this beautiful house that's on Sycamore Street and it's perfect and it has just the right amount of bedrooms and you love the sunroom and it's just so great. But then somebody else puts a higher bid on it and you don't get that house. But maybe that wasn't the house that was actually meant for you. Maybe there's an even better house over on Elm. You know, we don't always see God's plan for us. We don't always know what the future holds for us. What we do know is what our past experiences have taught us and told us. What we do know is where we came from. And we can live in the stumbling blocks of those past hurts and regrets and pain. Or we can learn to heal and move on into a better and brighter future that was always meant for us. Now, I know what everyone is thinking. I'm going to tell you what you're thinking right now, even though I don't know what you're thinking. I think you're thinking, that sounds really great. That's so easy to say. But how do you actually do something like that? Because I tried. I tried to forgive. I tried to let go. I tried, and it just does not work for me. Why, whatever, why. There are tools and resources that are available to us that we all know, right? The two main ones, treatment and meditation. We all have our spiritual practices. We all know treatment and how well it works if we do it from a place of openness and willingness. Treatment is like prayer in a sense that we are talking to spirit. We're using our co-creative voice to speak our word into existence. Meditation are those still, quiet moments when you allow spirit to talk to you. Those are the moments where you clear your mind, clear your heart, open yourself up to hear what spirit has in store for you. So let's talk about both of those a little bit. First, let's go into treatment. We all know God is no genie. He's not Santa Claus. I struggle with pronouns for God, and this is my personal struggle. The reason why is because he, of course, is exclusionary of the she, the feminine energy that exists. It is object-like for me, and so it does not feel as personal. Maybe they. Maybe I should use they. I'm working that out in my head as I'm talking to you right now. So yeah, I think maybe I'm going to use the pronoun they for God right now. With that, they know everything that we're capable of. We know everything we're capable of. You know every single thing you are capable of. The problem is you allow that ego voice to get in the way of that, right? You You have a moment where somebody tells you, oh my goodness, this dish is so amazing, you should open a restaurant. And in that moment, you feel the tinge of excitement. You feel the possibility of hope and prospect. And then, in the second moment, that voice comes up and like, do you really think you can be the one to do X, Y, Z? Do you really think that you're capable of taking care and doing and making and really? Because last time I looked, when you tried this is how it turned out. And we make ourselves smaller. And we make ourselves a little less seen, a little less heard. Because we listen to that voice instead of listening to that first voice, that wisdom, that knowledge of saying how capable you truly are, how much you truly have inside of you, what you can do, what you can achieve. We hold on and we don't forgive. Forgiveness is hard, especially if someone really hurt you. And there are genuine, painful hurts out there in the world. But I think it was Rumi that said when holding on to anger is almost like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Was that Rumi? You think that's Buddha? Maybe that's what it was. It was Buddha. We hold on to this resentment and this anger. We hold on to the pain of what was because it still lives in our minds and in our hearts. The only way to let go of it is, number one, to completely and totally acknowledge it. And then number two, to accept this happened to you. To accept that you were hurt by someone you probably cared about deeply. And then from there, to wish them the best and to know the best for you. That pain is not all of who you are, that you deserve so much more, that you are so much more. And then you learn from your past. Forgiveness does not mean forget. It does not mean put yourself back in the same situation and let somebody hurt you again. That is not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is letting go of the emotional triggers and ties associated with an event that happened in your life. But forgetting implies that now you are vulnerable to allow this individual or someone else to come in and do the same thing or something worse. That's not necessary, especially once you learn the lesson from that experience. And only you can decide and know what that lesson is. But you have that still small voice right there to help you, to kind of clue you in on what that lesson is for you, if you quiet yourself down and open yourself up enough to hear it. Tuning into that inner voice can be challenging. We have a lot of distractions. We have a lot of things pulling us in multiple directions. You have jobs, you have family, you have responsibilities, you have bills, you have this, you have that. Everybody has all of those things. And those things are pulling us in multiple directions, many facets of life, all day, every day. It is only when we can put those things aside and have the moments to just allow ourselves to be open that we hear that inner voice. It's not always easy. We all have worries and tensions. But I will say this. As many worries and tensions and stress and bills and, oh my goodness, what are my kids up to and everything that I have going on, I am so extremely grateful that those are my worries. Because there are some people on this planet right now whose worries are, am I going to eat in the next few days? And how? Is a bomb going to fall out the sky and destroy the only home I know? Will I be able to live and stay in this home? Where is home? Do I have family? Do I have love? This is why we are the bearers of the responsibility of making the world a better place. Because we know that despite these horrific challenges that many people go through, we know there is love. We know there is a light. We know because we see it, we experience it, we treat with it, we co-create in accordance to it each and every day. This is why we have the responsibility of clearing out our own muck, getting out of our own head with our own stuff. It's not just so that we can be happier and peaceful, which it is, don't get me wrong, we definitely want that in our lives. But we also want it and need it so that we can disseminate that happiness and peace into race consciousness to make this world better. That's how we make this world better. No one, now, don't get me wrong, let me back up. You can go out and you can volunteer and you can help people and you can give money and you can give your time and your energy, and that's fantastic and wonderful. And that does the world just loads of good, right? That does you good, you feel good inside, that does every organization good, whatever you do it with. But what we really need to do and how we really affect this world is the thoughts, the actions, the feeling, the beliefs that we are putting back into co-creation. That's the evolution. That's where we have our real meat and potatoes. That's where we give back to this world. What are you putting out there? What are you putting back in there? I would like to do an exercise with you guys in closing. This comes from Phil Stutz, The Tools. I talked about Phil Stutz a while ago, another time when I was up here talking. He has this program and this book, The Tools. It is one of many, because of course there are lots of self-help books and lots of things out there, right, that can influence people and help people on their journey. One of the things that I love about this is that he gives real imagery type meditative experiences that you can do in real time to manage and disseminate any feelings that you may be having. So if you're having a moment of anxiety, there's a tool for that. If you're having a moment of despair, there's a tool for that. And so the tool that we're going to use right now, this is one that is invoking the Mother Spirit to feel, connect to that nurturing energy that we have within us and disseminating that across our planet. So in this moment, I invite each and every one of you to just relax your body, get yourself in a comfortable position. If you need to, go ahead and move your neck or wiggle your shoulders to get any tensions out. You can wiggle your fingers or toes. And just take a couple of nice, deep, cleansing breaths in. Breathing in the cool, calming oxygen. And as you release the breath, release all that no longer serves you. Allow your body to just relax. Let go of anything from your past or future for now. Allow your mind to be in this moment, right here, right now. Now think back to a time when you felt a deep sense of sadness. It can be a time when you lost someone or something very special to you. It could be a time when it was just a bit tougher than normal. You were going through some things and you weren't sure how to get out of it. Visualize that moment in your life. Put yourself back there. Think about what was going on specifically. Where were you? How were you? Why were you? Try to get it as vivid in your mind as you possibly can. Now, feel the feelings as vividly as you can. That sense of sadness, that hurt, that pain, that loss. Allow yourself to feel it fully. As you're in the midst of that deep hurt and pain, visualize a golden light just above your head hovering. See the light, look up to it. Allow it down through your head, into your mind, and settle in your heart. This light is the loving, nurturing spirit that is a mothering energy. Let it hug your heart. Allow it to embrace that inner part of yourself that felt all the pain, all the sadness. Feel the warmth, embrace of the light. And as that light fills you with love and overtakes that sense of sadness, allow it to expand in your chest. Allow that warm glow to fill your chest, up to your shoulders, down through your belly. Feel the warmth and glow, the nurturing love, the forgiveness, the care. And expand the glow again beyond yourself, beyond your body. Let it disseminate out to the person next to you. Allow them to touch your warm glow. Take a deep breath, and as you release it, allow your glow to expand yet again, filling the room, touching the glow of anyone else that's there, brightening it. With the touch of others' glow, your glow expands and brightens yet again, beyond the room, beyond the building. Allow it to cascade up and out of you into the ethers, beyond your vision, beyond this world, breathe into it. And as you release it, push it out beyond you, knowing that you are encapsulated in love. You are encapsulated in hope, in grace, in care. And when you're ready, allow the glow to just trickle up into the race consciousness of this world. Allow it to break off and float beyond you. And then bring yourself back to the present, wiggling fingers and toes, opening eyes, stretching. And know that you are loved and you are love. Thank you.
Dainill, thank you. That was really, really uplifting. You spoke from the heart, and I certainly appreciate it, and I love the meditation at the end. That was really good. Thank you very much. By the way, one thing you guys don't know about Dainill, well, some of you do, some of you don't. She, besides being a good speaker, as you just heard this morning, is also a wonderful poet. And she specially wrote a poem for the Fez Together Thanksgiving celebration, which we had the previous week. And she read it out to them. And I actually recorded that, Dainill, so I think we should put that on Facebook, Lisa. As we come up to giving time, and oh, Mark's already in position. He's incredibly eager. As we come up to giving time, I just want to thank all of you for all you do, for your donations, because we really need them. It takes money to keep this place going. I mean, it really does. So whatever you can do to support us monetarily, we truly appreciate it. And also, in other ways that you support us, we also appreciate that. So let's all say together, divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive. I am prosperous now, and so it is.
Good afternoon, everyone. The truth that good is always manifest is shown where tribulation is met with victory, where pain is met with comfort, and where thirst is met with inspiration. These are the truths of life. These are the truths that we embrace. For these words I am so deeply grateful that we walk in this world with inspiration, truth, and comfort. And so it is.
Say it with me now. Something wonderful is happening through me.
Something wonderful is happening through me.
I feel it in my body.
I feel it in my body.
I feel it in my mind.
I feel it in my mind.
I feel it in everything I am.
I feel it in everything I am.
I choose it.
I choose it.
I trust it.
I trust it.
I use it.
I use it.
And I love it.
And I love it.
And so it is.
So it is.